So, also nachdem wir gerade wipEout.at entdeckt haben, unten auf der Messe zum Spielen, schauen wir jetzt bei Sony rein, ob es vielleicht irgendjemanden gibt, der uns das Spiel ein bisschen näher bringen kann und uns erklären kann, was sich eigentlich so getan hat im wipEout Universe. Schauen wir mal, ob wir jemanden finden. Ich probiere jetzt einfach mal zufällig diese Kabine aus. Vielleicht spielt da jemand wipEout. Drücken. Oh, was für ein Zufall. Was für ein Zufall, das ist wipEout HD.
Hi Martin.
Hi. What are you playing here?
I'm playing wipEout HD on the PS3. It's going to be exclusive to the PSN. We have been developing it for about 15 months now, and it's very close to completion.
Very close to completion sounds good, because we were actually hoping to have it in our hands like a couple of months ago, so there was a slight delay. Can you tell us anything, what has made it into the game since then?
Well, as I say, there's 16 tracks in there, there's split screen in there, there is 8-player online play. We have full online records, so anything you do in the game, any race you do, it will be recorded and you will appear on a world table. You will be globally ranked. You can look at your own personal records. We have a section for friends, so you can see you're doing against your friends, and then the biggie is the global records, and it will display where you are in the world and obviously who the top 2 or 3 people are. So you've always got, it'll show you the people around you, so you've always got something to strive for, really. And I think it will show a lot of people just how good some people are, and maybe highlight how bad some people are as well.
One big thing about wipEout in general is that there's a lot of players that are new to wipEout and are actually really good at racing games, but when it comes to wipEout, somehow they lose all their skill and ability and don't really know how to handle some anti-gravity craft. So what have you done to compensate for this?
Well, that's a fair point, Martin. If I go to RaceBox now, Rapier is one of is the second quickest speed class, and you know, I don't mind saying that, you know, it does take some handling wipEout, but once you get used to the tracks and the speed classes, it is so rewarding. But we don't want to frustrate people by, you know, who maybe they want to try the quicker speed classes, but they don't want to get frustrated. So what we've actually added is something called pilot assist. There's a little indication here that pilot assist is on, and the way it works is if I sort of start to stray towards the wall, you get the indication that you know, you're being pushed back onto the track. So at no point will I get frustrated by being sort of slowed down by hitting the wall. There is penalties for having pilot assist on, because we didn't want to give people the ability to put it on and then just race around and not have to worry about the wall. So every time you see the arrows flashing, if I'm going down the middle of the track, you see nothing either side of the screen because I'm controlling the ship, but as soon as the arrow flashes there, it's indicating that it's pushing you back into the centre of the track. But to compensate for that, it will take, I think it's about 5% of your speed off you. So you are sort of encouraged to try and retain a racing line. I think what we want to do is give people the opportunity through pilot assist to be able to pick the game up and just concentrate on getting used to the feel of the ship, you know, without bouncing off walls and eventually blowing up. So this works really well. And as I say, if you purchase wipEout, the first time you go in, it'll ask you if you're new. If you say yeah, it will put pilot assist on. If you don't like it or you feel you're used to the game, you can just go in and turn it off.
What I'm just seeing is that this is a very familiar HUD I'm seeing right there. There was some complaint about the initial design of the HUD, so I see you have addressed the concerns of the hardcore fan base.
Well, when the preview code went out back in February, there were a few posts that suggested that the sort of official HD HUD was not to everybody's taste. Now, as you know, Martin, you can't please everybody, and I actually like the wipEout HD HUD, but you know, we appreciate that there's a lot of fans out there that, you know, enjoy the old school style of the 2097 HUD. So, you know, to appease them, we've put it in, and it's unlockable as you progress through the game. On top of that, there's also the wipEout 3 HUD as well. So if I pause the game, you can pause the game at any time you want, and go into photo mode. Now, you'll probably remember from the original preview code that photo mode, it gives you a lot of options. You could select the various ships. You can select which mode, whether it's track mode, close mode, internal mode, HUD display on or off. We'll leave it off. But we've also added a lot more. We've added exposure, saturation, photo effects. So basically, we're giving the player the ability to create their own masterpiece. Really, if we go into photo effects and turn depth of field on, it will actually render this shot for you. It's not actually taking a picture. It's just sort of getting it's basically going to give you the snapshot of what you will get if you take a picture here. So you've got depth field, you can change the aperture rate and the focus. You can see the focus, so the main focus will be around the ship. Aperture down.
So this looks like a pretty complete tool to give players the opportunity to create their own perfect wipeout stills, right?
Basically, yeah. You can rotate the camera. I could basically sit here all day and just show you the various things you can do with the camera. It's very. It's got every feature you could basically hope for. So photo mode's a big part of the game. We do actually have, although I haven't got any on at the moment. We do have the option to add your own playlist. So if
for some undefined reason you should not be happy with the excellent choice of the licensed music,
how can you not be happy with craft work, really? If it's not your cup of tea, and again we appreciate that. wipEout has always had its own style of music. It's always sort of stuck to the sort of dance style of music, but even within the office, people prefer different types of music. And now you basically from the XMB you can load any album you want, any of your own music. Select it from the audio options, and it will play through. While you're racing. We're supporting 5.1 as well, which it really sort of increases the fidelity of the music. The music, coming through the speakers, surround sound, it is absolutely incredible.
I saw in the preview version that there's some really nice music effects when you're going off a jump or when you have a shield activated. Does that also translate to your own private music that you put in the game?
Yeah. We put great emphasis on ensuring that if people want to actually listen to their own music, then they get the same benefits as they would if they listen to our licensed music. So it is a feature that we're pretty proud of.
Well, Tony, I thank you for your time,
Martin,
and for presenting wipEout to us. And we're very much looking forward to it on the PSN. It's coming out soon, I hope.
Very, very soon.
Okay.
I guarantee it.
I thank you for the presentation, and we're very excited about it. And have a good show.
Thank you very much. I need some sleep.